everybody. I am Dr. Raju M.K., Head of the Department of Zoology, S.H.COLLEGE, THEVARA. Welcome to the prestigious museum, Father Gabriel Zoological Museum in our department. We started the department in 1952 with a BSc degree in zoology, and in 1959 we started MSc Zoology by the founder Professor Father Dr. Gabriel.C.M.I. He also started this museum with a good collection of various types of very important species of animals. Now this museum is having more than 3,000 very important indigenous, endemic and also exotic species. We have a very good collection of rare specimens of mammals like duckbill platypus, otter, opossum, etc. And also birds like Chirotis nigerceps, one of the heaviest birds in the world, and also the crested hawk eagle, and many other important birds are there in our collection. One example is like Bangia gabrieli, which is a ship-boring mollusk, and this is discovered by the founder Professor Father Gabriel, and it is named after him, like Bangia gabrieli. Friends, this is the entire skeleton of the largest aquatic mammal, the blue whale, and this is one of the rarest sight in the world.
So as you know, this is the one and only and the most recognized research center in India that doing research on spiders. So we are doing morphotaxonomy here. That means we are collecting spiders, identifying and naming spiders and categorizing spiders mainly based on their morphological features. And we have preserved here more than 600 to 700 specimens we have here, and we have collected all these specimens from the forest areas of Kerala, not only from Kerala but in the forest areas of the entire Western Ghats in India. And we have a number of rare specimens we have here, and one of such interesting specimen, that is these bigger sized ones, and this belongs to the family THEVARA, and these are commonly known as tiger spiders. Why? Because these bigger sized spiders, they are commonly known as tiger spiders because they mimic the body pattern of tiger. That they have the orange and black colored stripes on their body. In live condition, once preserved, they lost the characteristic coloration, and all these are preserved specimens. These are also belongs to the same family, that THEVARA. And again, we have a lot of interesting specimens, and one of the interesting specimens, that is the true fish hunting spider. This is the true fish hunting spider, and this is very rare. And this is we are the first to record this genus from India, and this belongs to the family Pisauridae, and its genus Dolomidas, and we have collected this from Malappuram. So another attraction of Division of Arachnology is these two microscopes, the most advanced stereo microscopes made by Leica. This belongs to the series M205C, and this one M205A, and these microscopes we can use these microscopes for not only for observing the specimen, but by this microscope we can take the micro photographs, means photographs of the details of spiders, especially their reproductive structures, the difference of which we are mainly following to identify different spiders. This is one of the very common spider. It belongs to the genus Utuarana, and its actual size, its size is nearly 1 to 1.5 millimeters. And this is a male spider, adult to male spider, and its total length. Total length means starting from here, the eye region up to this point, its total length is 1 to 1.5, depending upon the specimens. And using this microscope, we can get up to 160 times magnified photograph of this one. By rotating this knob, we can increase. Increase means the size of the image, it is increasing. See, like this. And up to 160 times increased or magnified pictures we can take by using this microscope. Not only the entire spider, but each and every part of the spider we can see in an increased magnification. See, like this. See the sculptures on that this region. This is the cephalothoracic region at scientific term, and you can see the sculptures, some kind of markings. Normally these are not visible. By using this microscope we can easily visible these sculptures. Here you can see the spider in its original size.
Okay, so do you guys know what embryology is? Embryo means unborn. Under embryology comes the study of gametes, fertilization and development of embryo and fetus. So embryo can develop in two ways, either within eggs or in the adult female. The ones that develop in eggs, egg laying ones are called oviparous. You've heard of oviparous beings. So what is viviparous? They give birth to their young ones. So oviparous, we have a lot of examples here. One of the noticeable one is ostrich egg. Do you know the specialty of ostrich egg? World's biggest egg. And second largest, do you know which bird it is? Emu. Emu's young one is also here. So viviparous, we have also again different examples. One is the embryo of cow. Can you see? Embryo of cow. And here you also have embryo of buffalo as well. Now one more category is there. It's called ovoviviparous. As the name suggests itself, the eggs are present within the adult female. So example for that is sawfish here. This is the egg of the sawfish and it develops inside the adult female. So the nutrition is from the egg, but the adult female does give birth to the sawfish.
What is anatomy? Anatomy is the branch of science which includes the study of organism and the internal parts of it. Here we display the human internal organs and here we have the animals. And here the special feature of this is that it shows the developing stages of the fetus. Here we have the fully deformed fetus which has been aborted, and here is the fetus with the abnormality. Here the legs are fused. You look. The two legs of the fetus are fused. This is also called as a mermaid syndrome. And here we have the head section, which is vertically divided, in which we study the both sides, the right and the left half of it. And here the thoracic region, we have the heart, lungs, and the liver, which is protected by our ribs. Okay. Then the kidney. Actually, our size of the kidney is very small, but in our textbooks we really see it very large in size. But actually, our kidney is very large, very small in size. Okay. Towards here we have the brain. We see two brains are displayed. One with a membrane, pleurobranchial membrane is there. And here we have a chicken embryo, which is been developing inside the egg. It's a small one. We know from which part the embryo is developing, the yolk or the white.
So here is the skull of a horse, and we can identify that this is a skull of a horse by looking at its teeth. This have only incisors. This does not have a canines. So canines are possessed only by carnivores. So we can say that this is the skull of a horse. Phylum Porifera includes animals that are sponges. The main feature of these animals are they consist of pores. Pores means they are small holes through which water enters and goes out through their body. And while during this movement of water, various processes like respiration, locomotion, excretion, digestion, etc. takes place. And here is a model of the paramecium. And next phylum is phylum Cylindrata. Phylum Cylindrata is divided into three classes: Hydrosova, Scyphosova, and Anthosova. And one property of this phylum Cylindrata is these organisms will exhibit bioluminescence. That means they will absorb sunlight during daytime, and at night time they will reflect this sunlight. So if they are absorbing red wavelength of light, at night time they will reflect red light and ocean will become red in color.
So this is phylum S.H.COLLEGE. So the speciality of S.H.COLLEGE is this is the phylum of roundworms. So as you can see, all these things, if you take a cross section of these worms, you'll get a circular shape, and thus they are known as roundworms. And most of them, as you can see, they are internal parasites feeding on our intestines or RBC, or some may be even marine. So if you take the example of Sipenculus, this is a marine worm, and it may be almost 23 centimeters long. So the speciality of this worm is when there's an external disturbance caused, so it retracts its body to form the shape of a peanut kernel, and thus it is known as peanut worm. And another speciality is they have a thick cuticle around their body. So if you take the example of Ascaris, so you can see that they are intestinal parasites causing ascariasis. They have a thick cuticle around their body to withstand the digestive enzymes found in our body. And these organisms are dioecious, that is there are male and female separate organisms. The females are usually longer than males, and they show an unsegmented body. So the next classification, when you come, Annelida, the main difference is you can have a segmented body here, as in the case of earthworms. That phenomenon is known as metamerism. Special type of specimen here is Echiuroidea. As you can see, the shape of it resembles a spoon, and it is known as spoonworm. They also have a thick cuticle around their body, and in these specimens you can see some projections. They are bristle-like structures known as parapodia. They are modified for movement in organisms.
This is the phylum Arthropoda, and that is, it consists of organisms which have jointed appendages. First, they are divided into different classes based on the similarities and differences. The first class is Crustacea, and this organism is called as Squilla. It has more than 12 million types of light receptors, so they are even able to see infrared rays, ultraviolet rays, and even cancer cells. The second one is red reef crab, and this is lobster. Next is Ocypoda quadrata. This is called as ghost crab because it's white color and they are nocturnals.
This is the molluscan phylum. This is the second largest phylum among the vertebrates and the largest phylum among the invertebrates. And here we are gonna come across some of these specimens. Some of the specimens are, this one is Bankia gabrieli. Its scientific name is Bankia gabrieli. It's named after our former founder of this museum, Father Gabriel.C.M.I. And these specimens' importance is that it is a ship borer. The worm, it seems like a worm and it is called a ship worm. This specimen is a ship borer. That means it always goes searching of the wood part of the ship and it consumes the wood part of the ship. And the example of that consumption is seen in this part. The wood has been consumed by this worm and thus it is named shipworm. Bankia gabrieli is a shipworm. And the next important specimen is sea urchin, which is called sea hedgehog. Hedgehog means spiny organism and it always finds its motion rolling on the seabed. And it is also called sea potatoes. It always feeds on algae. And the next thing important is Mytilus, which is a saltwater mussel. It is seen in salt water. It is edible. It has been consumed by the native coastal Americans for the hundreds of years. Now it's still edible. It's still consumed. And the next thing is the cuttlefish. It is known for its cuttle bone. The cuttle bone is a calcium supplement. And the next thing is, here we have the Sancus. It is called sacred shank. Sacred shank means it is mainly used for sacred things and religious beliefs. That means it is used as trumpet in temples, still it is used, and it is also a symbol of Lord Vishnu. And then all these are the molluscan shells. Then we have the egg masses here. And the most prominent one is the octopus. Octopus has got tentacles and suckers on its arms, 2 eyes, and that's all. And the next thing is pearl oyster, which is a prominent specimen of this class.
So these are the animals of class Reptilia. This is Calotus. This is chameleon. It's a type of lizard. These are all different types of lizards. See, these are all different types of lizards. Now in the second row, first there is chameleon. These two are chameleon species. These are large chameleons, but Calotus. This is the common Calotus. Calotus versicolor. This is the common Calotus that is found in our surroundings. Mabuya is the common lizard. Now these are all different types of snakes. This is Viper Russelli. These are all different types of snakes. Some are not found in India but in other countries. Now these are all sneeze snakes. The species of genus Enhydrina are sea snakes. These are very poisonous. They at one bite they release about 7 to 9 ml of poison, but only about 1.5 ml of this can be poisonous to humans. Now these two are sea turtles. This is the internal digestive organ of sea turtle that is used to digest food.
Okay, this is class Amphibia. In this group we have mainly salamanders and frogs. This is the largest frog named Rana tigrina. This is the smallest frog called Calula. Okay, then these are salamanders. This one, then this one, then this one. These are all salamanders. This is Necturus. It is not found here. It is found in Canada, USA, Okay. It is commonly known as mud puppy. It is due to the presence of these gills. Two gills are there. It is used for respiration. It is an appearance of that ear of dogs. Therefore, it is known as mud puppy. Okay. Then this one is Amphiuma. It is also found in USA and Canada. It's also an amphibian, completely aquatic amphibian. Then this is another type of salamander known as Ancylostoma. Then this is also a salamander. Then this one is a purple frog called Cacopus. Then all these are different varieties of frogs. Then this is a special type of frog called Pippa. It has eggs in its membrane, skin membrane. Okay.
Himalayan bear. This is the original bear, and it is stuffed here like all the animals here. We stuffed this, and the stuffing is done by removing the skin, and we fill it up with cotton. You see the eyes, the teeth and the claws are also original to the very last detail. When we fill it up with cotton, we make sure that even the weight of the animal is equal and accurate. And this teeth is filled with plaster of Paris and painted so that they will not get destroyed and will be preserved for years. Alright, and now if you come here, you will see a fish called Mini Maculata. Mini Maculata is very common to the Indian Ocean, and if you go to the fish market, you can see this fish, and it is consumed by humans a lot. This fish, the specialty of this fish is that the stomach looks like a half moon, and the tip of the stomach is pointed. It has a very slim body, hence it has very swift movement underwater. It lives almost near the bottom of the ocean floor. Alright, and now here we have the exocoetus called the flying fish. The flying fish, as the name suggests, it doesn't fly. It has another defense mechanism called gliding. Because of its long fins, it swims on top of the ocean, and when the predators come to attack it, it jumps up through a method called self-propagation, and it glides on top of the water for a very long time. Since it has the capability of gliding for a very long time over the water, its name comes the flying fish. It's called the arowana. Arowana its origin is from the Amazon River, and this species is the silver arowana. It's common throughout the world. It is a very common aquarium fish. According to the Japanese methodology, it said that this fish is said to be very lucky if you keep it at home. It has a lifespan of over 30 years, and it can grow above more than 6 feet. And in the Amazon, it's called the monkey fish because it can jump almost above 6 feet to catch insects and birds. During the rainy season, the Amazon river is completely submerged underwater. Hence, this fish come on top to catch insects and birds. Otherwise, during the dry season, they feed on small fishes. Now, if you look at here we have the hammerhead shark. Hammerhead shark is a very common species of shark. The name comes from the shape of its head, which looks like a hammer. And the hammerhead shark, this is a juvenile species. The juvenile species usually feed on small fishes and other organisms. But as it grows up, there's a tendency that it might even attack humans. It is not so dangerous. It only attacks when its sensories are so sharp. So if a human leg or a part of the body is damaged and the blood fills, it gets a tendency to attack humans. This species, the survival of the fittest starts from the mothers when they hatch from the head from the mother's stomach itself. Almost 100 to 200 eggs are there in the stomach, but only one species survived and come out successfully, which will reach into adulthood. Now if you look here is the sawfish called the Christus. Sawfish is born as a freshwater species, but as it grows into adulthood, it migrates into the ocean. The specialty of the sawfish is that it has a long elongated saw in its body. This long saw is used to kill its prey. This saw looks like a chainsaw which is used to cut trees, but it has sharp teeth. It can even puncture the human body. We have a preserved saw here which has been preserved for a very long time. It's damaged, but this is the saw of the sawfish, an adult mature sawfish. The teeth are very sharp, and this is what it used to catch its prey. Lionfish. Lionfish has been recently added as a very good aquarium. Lionfish has been a very good aquarium fish now. Because of its beautiful fins. But as beautiful as it is, it's very poisonous. Because of this fins, it is very poisonous. As it touches the human skin, it can even kill within 45 minutes. Now if you look here, we have the guitar fish. This guitar catfish is almost 65 million years old. This fish has changed less over the years. Right now, this is a deep sea the deep sea ocean fish, and it comes up very, very rarely. So it's very rare to see this fish on top, and it can grow to a very huge size. This is a special variety of stingray we have here. It's just a juvenile species, but the stingray is one very dangerous fish and has claimed to kill many humans over the years. Its stinging tail is very powerful. Here we have the stinging tail of a full-grown, mature stingray. It can kill a human in 45 minutes. There are some species that can kill even in a very shorter span of time. And right now here, if you see, you have the skull of a fish called Arapaima gigas. It is the third largest freshwater species in the world, and it is the specialty of this fish is that it's a very protective species. Its parents protect its juvenile species for a very, very long time. Now if we come here we have the tuna fish. Here we have the tuna fish, which is commonly consumed by humans throughout the world. And here, if you look above, here is the moray eel. Moray eel is also now a very good aquarium species and marine tank set up by people at home. Its beautiful scale coloration has made it famous throughout the world, but it has two sets of teeth that is very dangerous. One teeth is under its throat, which comes out as jet propulsion and catches its prey. When divers go to feed this, there are even cases where the divers have lost their fingers trying to feed this. Now if you see here, we have the porcupine fish. Porcupine fish comes under a species of pufferfish family.
The specialty of this bear is they are nocturnal one, and they are also insectivorous one. And this is common spotted deer. The body have spots, and the scientific name of this deer is stag red deer. And this is the entire skeleton of rodent, which comes under the family of rats. And here we have.
So in this section, we are going to deal with the chordata. This is a skull which is prominently with a canine, which shows its carnivore nature. This is the skull part of a lion. Now this shows the skull view of a crocodile, which comes under the reptilia and considered to be the most dangerous carnivore among reptiles. These are mostly aquatic and become terrestrial to catch its prey. These are with a strong teeth to hold its prey tightly. Here is the next skeletal nature of a sea turtle, which shows its arboreal view. Sea turtles are mostly ancient creatures, large and air-breathing reptiles that inhabit tropical and subtropical areas. Next, we have the skull features of wild boar and that of a dolphin. Here we have a skull part of a fish showing gills. Next, we have a sea turtle which is stuffed. This is stuffed as per the taxidermy and coated with wax not to prevent the desiccation and drying. They vary in their sizes, which is seen in tropical and subtropical areas. Here we have the stuffed specimen of a crocodile, which comes under the family of reptiles. Here we have the skeletal nature of a young crocodile. The next is the skull of an Indian gharial, which comes under the family of crocodiles. They are characterized by their long mouth and hence known as long-mouthed crocodiles. Next is the most commonly dangerous reptile, that's the python, showing its lateral ribs, which is used for their movement. They grasp its prey by killing and by constriction. Next, we have stuffed specimens of a varanus and a calotus. The varanus with its long neck and a powerful tail, and a calotus whose bite is considered to be poisonous. In the evolution section, we are seeing some random specimens of the evolution tree. The first one is the orangutan. They are the most arboreal of the great apes and spend most of their time in the trees. The hair is typically reddish brown and they are considered to be endangered. Next is the skeletal nature of a human. Here we have the mandrill, which is considered to be the old primate monkey which lives in tropical rainforests and is omnivorous in nature. Next we have the loris, a subfamily of bird containing gulls and characterized by thick hooked beak. Here we have the porpoise, which is dolphin-like fish, but it's more curved and bulkier than the dolphins and comes under the Pisces family. Here we have the Indian unihorns having only one horn. Next is a rhinoceros type of an African known as bihorns, having two horns and a stronger teeth.
Next, we have the corals. These are the marine invertebrates in the class of Anthozoa of phylum Cnidaria. Corals are seen in various shapes and sizes. The corals, some of which are in brain shape, so hence it is named as brain corals. Some attribute the shape of a cabbage, hence it is named as cabbage corals. These corals enriches the sea floor with a spectacular display. They are used as preventive measure against the cancer and other heart diseases. The Bildic platypus is a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal endemic to eastern Australia. And here we can see the mammal section, Echinida, where a spiny anteater is an egg-laying mammal, and armadillo, it is a New World placental mammal with a leathery armor shell. Here we can see the mongoose with they are the small carnivorous animals that are native to southern Eurasia and Africa. And the Indian pangolin, and also known as the thick-tailed pangolis or the scaly anteaters, found in the plains and the hills of India, Sri Lanka, Nepal and Bhutan. And the otter. Otter is a common name of a carnivorous mammal and also has a long, slim body, relatively short limbs with web paws. Pam civet, also known as the tawny cat, and is native to South and Southeast Asia.
This is an entire skeleton part of a dolphin, which is aquatic and marine, showing its complete skeletal nature including its skull, vertebral column and ribs.
This is the skull of an ox with a long and curved horns. Next, we have the stuffed specimens of leopard with its characteristic claws and teeth. And now you can see the kangaroo, which is also stuffed. Next is the skeletal nature of a dog. Next is the Aninga melanogaster, commonly known as the oriental darter, seen commonly on the seashores. Next is the flamingo, which is stuffed and is pink in color due to its eating habitats. So next we deal with the embryo section showing the abnormalities of human children. The first one is a microcephaly. It's an abnormality where the head will be small. Now next is a hydrocephaly where the head is large due to accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid. Next, we have a preserved specimen of a Siamese god with his fused body and two separate heads. Next is a well-common seen octopus which is seen in the oceans and is a preserved specimen too. Here is an embryo section of a porpoise which is dolphin-like fish and is more curved and bulkier than dolphins. These are some hind limbs and forelimbs of some wild animals placed as a random specimens. These are some horns with a skull of a Nilgiri tar and some wild goats. The wild goats differ in their horn shapes and their structures.
Good morning, good afternoon and Hari Om. My name is Mahendra Verma. I am from Chinmay Vidyalaya School and studying in 8th grade.
I am Adon Joy, studying in Chinmay Vidyalaya. I am in 8th C. We came here, it was a wonderful experience. We saw whatever we have learned in our school. It was an informative, we got many values. We saw everything in detail. They explained us everything very clearly.
So now I am going to tell you what things I liked here when I came here. I have seen a crocodile that is called Julie. It is the second time I am seeing here because the first time I saw the crocodile in Trivandrum. It is actually 5 years old, but it looks like more bigger than we expected. In this museum, I liked all the fossils about turtle and crocodile. But I thought that it was just piece of wood made. But no, it is actually real one they found some in places or from places all over the world.